So next week is Thanksgiving, and growing up, my family had a tradition. And honestly, we're probably not very unique in this. If you grew up in the US, you probably did this too. Before Thanksgiving dinner, you all gather around the table and you take turns saying what you're thankful for. We're thankful for our friends, for our health, for our family, or if you were like me, you were always thankful for the same thing. I'm thankful for this food that's about to be in my belly. But this whole idea of being thankful or cultivating a spirit of thankfulness, if we're honest with each other, isn't it really something that we solely reserve for this time of year? Or maybe when things are going really, really good for us. Or maybe on the off chance that our pastor gives a really good thankfulness sermon on Sunday morning and we feel convicted. If we're honest with each other, we don't really think about being thankful each and every day. At least I don't. I mean, maybe you're a better Christian than me, but it just doesn't really come naturally to me. And this practice of reserving certain postures for certain times in our lives is something that we do in other areas as well, especially in our lives with God. We pretty much reserve worship as a Sunday morning only activity. And prayer, it's either when we wake up, before meals, or when we go to bed. And again, maybe y'all are better Christians than I am, but whenever I find myself becoming complacent in my faith, this is usually what my life looks like. And while I do think it is important to cultivate different spiritual practices and routines like praying at certain times of the day, I don't think we should allow these routines to put our spiritual lives in a box. In fact, the Bible makes it clear that these postures of worship and prayer and thankfulness are always available to us. In 1 Thessalonians 5:16 through 18, it says, "Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." So we see here that we're not just called to rejoice on Sunday morning when music is playing, we're called to rejoice always. We're not just praying before we chow down or lie down. We're called to pray without ceasing. And thankfulness is not just reserved for the round table before we eat some turkey. We're called to give thanks in all circumstances. But wait, there's more. Not only are these postures available to us at all times, but God actually wills us to partake in them continually. Let's look at the verse again. Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. So today, I invite you to make a commitment. Don't just give thanks because the holidays are telling you to. Don't just give thanks because everything is going right. And don't give thanks just because it's the Christian thing to do. Give thanks because God said so, and He deserves it. Because after all, even if you have nothing in this world, if you have God, then you have eternity to be thankful for. Thank you so much for watching this 7-minute sermon. If you found it helpful, please take the link, share it with a friend who might find it helpful as well. I know that a lot of you Fanimas have been really eager for us to release that new spoken word that we filmed last week. I promise you, it's coming soon. I'm hoping next week, but there's a lot of editing, a lot of posts, a lot of things that we have to do to make that happen, but we're doing it so that it will be awesome. So be on the lookout for that. And last but not least, have a happy Thanksgiving next week. Subscribe to the channel, watch some of our other videos. I'm going to put them up right after I say, keep being awesome.